Awaysbeer.com, proud to partner with Talking Town. For only $14.99, grab your ITFC Legends Pack from The Beat to Hoppy Robson to Brazil's Best and Pablo's Pal. Whatever you need, whatever you want. ITFC Legends Pack, $14.99 at awaydaysbeer.com. Grab it today. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Monday evening. It's the Talking Town Extra Time, the show that delivers more. Oh, we've got a treat for you this afternoon, we truly have. I am, of course, your host, Martin the Governor Lambert, and I am so excited. I wasn't, but I am now excited to be bringing this show to you. Lots to unpack, even though you might not know it, but we are counting down towards the new season, a new campaign at Portman Road. The Game Changer 20 era begins. Just a few more days. Got to get through a few more days. We're going to look ahead to that. We've got a couple of things to discuss. We've got Simon Harris. Good evening, all. Great intro. Well done, Gov. Thank you, Simon. I really appreciate that. The Rocker is in the house. New subscriber. This man here, or this woman here, met Colin on a beach in Cornwall, and Colin said, go and subscribe. And here the Rocker is. That's how you do it. Take Talking Town wherever you go and spread the word. Harry Butcher's in the room. Welcome in, my friend. Good afternoon. Anthony Steele, how was the wedding of the century? Do let us know in the chat. Obviously, you attended Amy Downs' wedding this weekend, just gone. Do let us know how it went. I imagine they got married. I imagine. Alex Wilson, good evening. Colin Plum, welcome in. Michael Finch, I'm sorry, Gov. Must have worked British Rail. He's never on time. Well, no, that is true. Although, depends on whose time you're going by. Your time might be slightly faster than my time. I don't know. But yes, I was a bit late this evening. Lee Anderson, good evening. Hope Colin's having a great holiday. Oh, he's in the room. Colin's here, look, all the way from Cornwall. We absolutely love to see that. So yesterday, for those that may have missed Talking Town, which is just naughty, but we do forgive you, we did announce the winners of our Fearsome 4. That's not the graphic. We did announce our winners of the Fearsome 4 competition, though they have been notified. So we are now moving that along from our Euro to our weekly. So now we've got the Super Sixes. Here we go. I'll just switch to yesterday's. Here we go. So the winner from our Euros was Damien Knight with 10 points. Congratulations, Damien. Gavin Turner was second, and George Nunn was third. I can't quite see the Fisherman on there. Can you? I can't quite see Mike Brown on there anywhere. But Peter Cox was there. Look, he came close. Within 2 points, Bricktop of coming close. So we've got a new prediction league. Here is week one's fixtures. Ipswich versus Morecambe. Carlisle versus Colchester. Bolton versus MK Dons. And Cambridge versus Oxford. Link is going to be sent around to all the contributors. So they will be playing. So you will be pitting your wits against the contributors of the platform in addition to your fellow viewer. So links in the chat. And we've got a wild card this week, because they were also too conjoined, those scores. So I've thrown a wild card. I throw a wild card in there every week. This week's wild card is Newmarket Town versus Long Melford. I don't know many people perhaps watch this show will be non-league connoisseurs, but if you are a non-league connoisseur, do make yourself known to the nearest contributor, i.e. me, and we can make sure we can get you on the show and you can tell us all about them and we can break it down. Right, back to extra time tonight. Joining me, first of all, is a gentleman that needs no introduction, but he gets one anyway. He is, of course, the resident movie buff, Bricktop Peter. Peter Cox, welcome in. How you doing, man?
Good evening, sir. How are you? We're good. Yeah, good here.
Good. I've got the Mitchell brothers with me tonight. Today was quite funny because I asked yourself and third contributor for your face shots for the contributor intros and the shirts that we go with them. And I sent them to designer Paul George.
Right, yeah.
George Nunn's WhatsApp today just looked like the, I don't know what. He had your face and then he had the next person's face. And I said, sorry, mate.
It must have looked like a serial killer's gallery or something.
Well, there you go. You see, I thought I'd get a bit of jib from you, Bricktot. I thought you were going to tell me to watch my Jacob. But Anthony, still, it was a great weekend. So Amy did get married. Congratulations. How does your weekend go? I know you're not going to Portman Road yet. We'll come to that a bit later on in the show. But how would your weekend go?
How did my weekend go? Well, other than we couldn't. We couldn't. I chose not to go at the game. Like you said, we're going to talk about that in a little while. My son obviously went and was along with Mr. Griffin. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about going to the Railway Tavern after Millwall fans. I told him just, you're going along, son. Just take it easy, mate. And then that popped up. So I've got to cut his Jacobs off when I finish.
Oh my! Don't think you have to worry about that, son. The Millwall fans will be there first.
He's lucky to have them on page.
We were stood in the fan zone, me, Sid, Alex, and your boy, and Alex goes, right, that's it. I'm off to see the Millwall fans. I went, what? Yep, off to get a chant from the Millwall fans. I says, we don't ever see you again. It's nice to meet you, Alex. It's nice to have known you. Brave boys, them two.
Yeah.
Brave or stupid?
Yeah.
Brave or stupid?
Probably the latter.
Well,
probably, probably latter, yeah.
How do I segue into this, Matt? I
don't think our viewers or readers are ready for this one tonight.
Well, this is it. Are they ready for it? I'm trying to find the intro to him. It's been a while since I saw him on this show. Well, yeah, here he is.
No, pretty Caroline. Stone cold stunner. She was a winner. Started working at the dime.
I don't know what to say on that, really, other than...
What do you say on that? Here he is, Mike the Fisherman Brown, for those that are new to the channel, new to watching. A man never short of an opinion, a man never positive, a man that's passionate about town. There he is. And a man that's gone out and invested in some new headphones.
You leave my pink headphones alone. They're my daughters. They were like lastminute.com. I can't find my Xbox one, so I'm like, I bought these specially for the show,
Why not? Beautiful colour, and they glow, don't they glow?
Yeah, look, let me just take them off a second. Look. They got like they all glow up there and glow up there.
There you go. There you go. So, what do you make of old Colin, Mike, on the beach in Cornwall? And there he is, saying about the YouTube channel. Get subscribing to the new subscriber, the Rocker in the house. He also plays for the town, apparently.
Brilliant sound, brilliant. Yeah, that's good though, isn't it? When you get new sort of subscribers to come in and watch the show. I always mention the show to different people I speak to, and I think it's important we do, because it's brought a lot of joy for a lot of people,
Good man. No, I'm just very, and also he's in the room. Colin Plum, the lad trains with town in Tiptree. There you go, Colin. You are spreading the message far and wide. How was your weekend then, Mike? I know you didn't attend the game either. The same as Bricktop. Did you do anything nice? Go fishing? How did you spend your 2-day weekend?
Sort of keep it clean, Mike.
Didn't do a lot really. I worked.
Got a new kid.
I've worked all weekend, so. Picking on me already, look.
I'm not picking on anybody, Mike. You can't pick on me.
Absolute bully, you really are. Get what I mean?
Going back just a second there, Mike. I didn't see your name in our Fearsome 4 final competitors. Although, there you are, right at the bottom, look. Near Mike, Davey, Neil Moles and Rob. There you were, 3 points.
That would be because I didn't do it enough.
So will you be doing it more this week?
I've done this week. See, I've done this week, so I'm going to make a point of doing it.
Good man.
Yeah.
Let's start with it. Let's break it down. Tell the world what you both have gone for Ipswich versus Morecambe. Let's help the guys and girls at home. Let's give them some Bricktop and Fisherman knowledge. Combined, you would have won the competition, but you didn't. You weren't combined, so you didn't. So Ipswich versus Morecambe, Fisherman. What are you going for?
I'll go for a win.
Yeah. What score? You can't put a win.
No. You got to put scores close to my chest. I can't remember what I put. I think I put 2-0 or 3-1, something like that. I can't remember.
Nice. Bricktop.
I haven't done mine yet, so I don't know if I've had the link yet. Yeah. What I will be going for is Ipswich 2, Morecambe 1.
Okay, that's the most important one. The rest they can figure out themselves.
Yeah.
The rest is a crapshoot, as they call it. Both going for a home win. I won't stretch you too much, Cox, because I know you've just seen them. I saw you scribbling away there furiously as I put them on the screen, trying to get his knowledge in. Tom James, Fisherman, at least he made the leaderboard. Good evening, all. I don't think Tom made the leaderboard. Joshua Phillips up the switch. Michael, Tiptree United Reserves and Tiptree Health is who he plays for. And Lee, Mike had the aircon on all weekend. Is that true?
Do you know what? I love my aircon. It was the best £300 I spent. I'm telling you. I bought it 3 years ago, and every summer that comes out, sits in my bedroom, hose out the window, and when everybody's melting, I'm sat there with it on, and my bedroom's about 18 to 17 degrees. It's beautiful.
Well, I suppose you've got to keep the machinery well cooled, haven't you, really?
Well, it gets steamy in the bedroom. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah, well, a man of your reputation, yeah.
You're getting steamy in your bedroom.
I'm getting. The only reason it gets steamy in my bedroom is because I have too many coffees in there. No, I tell you.
Fuck's sake. Michael Finch gone for 4-0 Ipswich. Nick Muller's gone 4-1. Colin's gone 3-0 for the Town. Joshua Phillips gone 3-0. Dad. I think they wanted to do themselves in the chat. Before we get into some Town stuff, there's something in the news that you wanted to pick up on, Mike. Do you want to kick us off with that?
Yeah, Tyrone Mings has come out, hasn't he? He's come out and said how obviously there was a lot of fans saying he shouldn't be in the squad or he should be playing and stuff like that, and I think it affected him sort of quite badly, and he had to see the psychiatrist over it. It kind of got me thinking, we as fans, we kind of forget, even me, I'm a prime example. We criticise the players that we have in a team, and, I've criticised Dazelle, I've criticised Downs, but I'm one person. But imagine if there's like 100 of me or 300 of me or 1,000 of me doing exactly the same, or in Tyrone Mings' case, 90%, 90 to 95% of the English supporters thinking the same thing. It's got to play a massive effect on the players' mental state. And in this case, Mings has come out and said, "Look, it's proper affected me." I thought he had an immense game, so I thought he was brilliant when he came on. So, I cannot see what some of them fans were sort of saying. Oh, he shouldn't be. I think he's well deserved his place there. I think he's a very good defender, personally. But But yeah, so that to me was quite sort of soul searching on my part, because I have been critical of a few of our players, and when you're saying things on social media, even on here, Downs getting the bin and stuff. At the end of the day, I think a lot of it is because a lot of my issue with Downs is not him as a player so much, as more of the fact he asked for a transfer request twice, and I just think that to me is a bit sort of derogative when it comes to us as a club. But I think, like I said, I think it gives us an insight really to how football, how we realise actually football's our human, and maybe we should be a little bit sort of careful how we sort of word things. Maybe sometimes. I'm not saying, look, they've got to take criticism. If they're having a bad game, Downs for me has had a lot of criticism because of his lack of effort during last season. Some of the midfielders he played against kind of made him look very average. And I think for him to be a good player, he's got to up his game. And that's criticism. But saying things like get in the bin and all that, even Cruncher sort of, said a few times about other players. I think maybe we should, as fans, we should just be a little bit more thoughtful and actually realise that these are human beings after all. They're human, and away from football, they're probably no different to us.
Okay, Coxie. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen this story before now, but just to put a bit more meat on the bones, and some really good comments there, Mike. So Tyrone Mings, saw a psychologist during the Euro 2020 campaign. He was struggling with supporters and pundits. So pundits as well, people that have played the game, been in the game, questioning his credentials as one of the few England players, or one of the few players in England lineup without tournament or Champions League experience. What do you make? Do you agree with Mike, or do you have a different point of view on that one?
Yeah, absolutely agree with Mike. Sometimes we do, and we do all criticise to different levels and different, things and bits and pieces. We criticise players. Tyrone Mings, he deserved. He was unlucky to be dropped, but Harry Maguire came in and done a really, really good job. But he done absolutely nothing wrong in the games he played. He was solid, as Neil says down there. We do forget sometimes. I think we naturally presume that because they are, most of them are earning a week what most of us earn, in a year. We think they're immune to criticism, and they're hardened to it. But obviously, they are human beings, and thankfully, more and more mental health awareness is becoming, more the forefront, and we are being mindful, no pun intended, that this is out there. Yeah. So I mean, with respect to you, Tyrone, for coming out and saying that.
Absolutely, and I'm going to come at this from a different angle, a different point of view, and that some of the stuff that you do read and some of the stuff you do see goes way over the top, without a shadow of a doubt. And then, of course, that's not even talking about some of the most vile and disgusting stuff you see that the three lads, for example, suffered for missing a penalty. That isn't what we're talking. That's something completely different for me. That's just vile, not even human-like behaviour. This is about people talking, as I think is what Tyrone Mings is referring to, pundits even, and fans, and perhaps reacting as fans in the heat of the moment, but with words such as, you're not good enough, should get in the bin, no effort, blah, blah, blah. I do think this is really positive from Tyrone Mings, in the sense of that this is a young man that didn't wait to have a declining mental health, didn't wait to the end of the journey and then go, I'm not feeling great, I need to seek help. He saw help the moment he realised he needed it. And this is a real great moment, if you like, for people who have been campaigning for mental health and raising awareness, in that the message has got through. And this, again, will only lighten people in making themselves aware that actually mental health is not something you seek at the end when you're under the dark cloud. It's something you go to when you see the dark cloud. And I think that's really important, that he hadn't suffered the abuse, or he hadn't played a few bad games and then had to go. He saw that, I'm not quite dealing perhaps with it as I want to. I'm going to go and see somebody. And I think that's really a positive message. And myself, I've always been someone who's seeked help right at the end when I've been really unwell, maybe too close to the edge, very close to the edge in some cases. And I've been sort of blind to the signs that you do get when you are feeling mentally unwell. And I just think, what a great man. What a great ambassador.
He's, like you said, recognizing the cloud is on the horizon or approaching is better than, I've been there myself. You wait and you say, I'm all right, and then suddenly one day you are under that black cloud and you think, hell, am I going to get out of this? Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, a lot of it is shielding. You should see my like Mike, you've mentioned many times about your mute list on Twitter and how long it's getting. And sometimes players, you have to take a step back and say, they're going to say what they're going to say. People earn a living through writing about football or talking about football, or it's just their way of being close to people and such as this platform here and coming together through a pandemic. So sometimes you have to say, do you know what, I'm going to put my phone in the bin or proverbial bin, step away and take myself the same way we have to, Mike, away from the people that are giving you the stick. We're not paid anywhere near the footballers are paid. Doesn't make it right, doesn't make it wrong.
No.
But you have ways now of dealing with it, such as the mute list, don't you?
The thing is with mental health is that, like you said, Martin, rightly said, is that we've all, I reckon, at all some point. I know I have personally, especially the first lockdown. That took me a bit of a took me harder than I thought, and it was like I was 2 weeks in my bedroom doing nothing but playing Xbox and watching telly, and it took my wife to come in and said, "Look, this is just not good." And I didn't. I thought I was just being normal, and the reality was I wasn't. So I got off my backside with her kicking it, and started motivating myself. And I think it's important that if whoever's suffering with mental health is to get some help with it. I mean, footballers, I see a comment come through. Leandro saying, well, we shouldn't boo players and we shouldn't slate players. No, we shouldn't boo players, but we should boo the team if there is a time where where the team has not
Who
played
are you
well.
booing, though?
You're booing the club. You're booing the players for not putting the effort in, which is what we haven't had. Let's be straight. We haven't. Yeah, you're booing the performance. You're not, and then you have a right to criticize the performance, and you have a right to criticize how they're playing and how each player's playing. What we don't have the right to do is to attack them personally. And I think, I'm probably guilty of it as much. I've looked back and I think maybe there's times where I've been a little bit too personal. And I know, and although it may seem banter from my part, maybe the players are not seeing that. And I think it's a bit of a sort of a learning curve, really. And I think it's important that fans have the right to say things if things aren't going right. Like I said, in previous seasons, when there's been many a game where the players have been booed off the pitch, and I think it's more of the fact, like Coxie said, it's just more about the performance and the fact that just not been playing well. But mental health has got to, we've got to think about who we're facing and who we about that side of it, human side of it, rather than the football side of it.
All right. No. Okay. Alex Wilson would like the link. I'll drop a link in there very shortly. Alex. Michael Finch. The British public and media have been the same for 30 to 40 years. Look at the treatment Sir Robson got from the media and Beckham got from the public when they hung a dummy of him. Colin Plum. Oh, you also got Graham Taylor, Turnip Head. Or was it Swede? I think it was Turnip. Colin Plum. Turnip. Yes. I said about the Rocker. Nick Muller, would a player have the right to boo me when I'm not doing my job right? No, well, but you do get angry. I think they're called Karens these days, where you get, I want to see your manager and, point the finger and whatnot. Passion and emotion is sometimes really hard to deal with and manage. And a lot of football is reactionary. And last week, the Q&A, I think Mark Ashton said it. It's not, and I've said it often on this platform. When you win, it's not about getting too high. And when you lose, it's not about getting too low, but sometimes as fans, that is the football world. Your emotions are like that, and as a result, you say something. I mean, how many times have you had an argument? And you look back and you think, you know what? I said some stuff that I just really shouldn't have said, but I just saw red. The red mist descended, or I got angry, and away we go. But there's limits, and we've mentioned those at the top of the show. Josh Phillips, we pay the money to watch. We do deserve the right to say how we feel, but it does go too far. Sid, was we booing the players or the person at the top? So that's what I'm with Sid here, in the sense of I've always booed a manager or a chairman, most notably the chairman. I've never once booed a player, and even last year with Caden Jackson, we're getting some stick for performance. I always said, look, I'll never question any of these lads' effort and their heart. They will give. I've always believed this team was giving their all. I just thought their all wasn't good enough. Now, again, me and Drenham, well documented. Me and John Nolan, well documented. As a fan, I am entitled to say I don't know what you bring. I don't know what they do. The difference is Sinham and Tesco's going up to them and then Do you know what I mean? That's when you see it. You do see it on Twitter as well. Some videos posted where they go up to these fat players, or that's too far. I would never have walked up to Aaron Drennan last year and said, Aaron, you're fucking, just I would never dream of it. There's a difference, right, mate?
I just think, like I said, there's nothing I've ever said. I mean, look, I would tell Dylan Flynn down to his face. I said to Lee Martin after his game after the players' night, I told him straight to his face. There's nothing I wouldn't say.
That's too far.
There's nothing.
For me, that's too far.
If I'm going to criticise a player on here, or if I'm going to criticise a player on Twitter, then I've got to be able to stand in front of them and say, "Look, I just don't think you're good enough, or I don't think you've helped your cause." And that's if you're brave enough. I always say this: if you're brave enough, the problem with social media is anybody can go, start putting words out on a Twitter account or a Facebook account or a fan forum. And start slating that person. I've been slated on here. You've been slated on here, Martin. I'm not about to make Coxie. He's too hard. Do you know what I mean? He's got that toughness about him. But in all fairness, but you do wonder whether like I said, you can't. I've not had no one come up to me and say it to my face, but I would, if I had a problem with someone, I would quite happily say it to their face. If I got a smack for it, but at least I turn around and said, well, look. At least I had the guts to say it to your face. But I think the problem is social media. You can say what you like, and it goes from one, goes from saying, "Oh, you didn't play very well," to up, and then you start with racism, and that just racism, sexism, and all that. You just can't have none of that, No, and there's
absolutely not.
It's just not right. I mean, the 3 lions, I call them the 3 lions. To me, they I don't blame them for the penalty misses at all.
No, absolutely. I've got Dominic Mann. Players like actors in a theatre will react, and it's all part of the show, and give more to the feedback of a crowd. But abuse has no place. HGH. Lots of fans talk in their clubs, though. It can make it difficult for some to put things in a wider context. Not saying that's okay, but that just happens. Duncan, good evening, Dunk. Hope you're okay. Good evening, all. I have mental health issues, and I've been through the whole process. Likewise, Duncan. I have good insight to myself. And I've set up a peer support group. Oh, well done. That's great, Duncan. Well done. Some of mine has some fantastic advice. Adam, everyone's hard behind a keyboard, unfortunately. Absolutely. And that's why I'm so proud of this community, because it brings people together from different walks. I know you and Amy recently might have had your thing, but up until then, you've come on this show. You've each had different points throughout the year. You've actively engaged in them. You've shared the platform. You've both brought different opinions. And it gives that you can disagree, but disagree in a respectful way. And that's why I'm so proud of the platform. And as such, I have to say thank you to both of you, because both of you are supporters of the platform. I know Mike, your name's not on this, and you did message me with him when you're saying it wasn't. But without people like yourself supporting us, it wouldn't be able to function. But I'm so proud of it in that we do bring a wide range of people together.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
For the fans, by the fans. Yeah, for the fans, by the fans.
Like it. Talking of which, on this day, many number of you do. I won't say how many, just for fear of making us all sound really old. But we signed a certain player from Mallorca. Can you give me the name of who that player was?
Yes.
Who?
Finidi George.
Certainly was. For the fee, just like he's aged, has never been revealed. It's varied. Every time I read a different article, I've read like 3 today. It started at 3.1, then it was 3.5, then it was 3.7. So a lot like his age. It's in there for the universe to find out one day. But any memories of dear old Finidi?
One game, that was it. One good game. One good game, that was it. The rest was like, how much have we paid for this player? Are we serious?
Are you on about the Sunderland game, Mike?
Derby at home.
Derby at home.
The Derby, yeah, his first one. Okay.
Yeah.
That was HS Toby is here. The world is saved. He absolutely is. But Sid wasn't even born. Coxie, any memories of Finidi?
Yeah, just that. Not. I mean, the Derby performance was good. I think it was his first home game for Town. Was in that game, and he scored and didn't he go over and kiss some woman? Because before when he was at Mallorca, I believe he used to get hats off women and put them on. But yeah, he went over and kissed this woman. Yeah, Modi is the goal he scored against Sunderland. I think we tonked him that season, and he chipped it in. That's about it, really. Yeah, my other memories are not that good. I remember, he could have had a rebound once. He's too busy with his head in his hands. Remember, that was home game. I remember watching that. He could have tapped that in, but no, not for me.
I just remember him 3 times getting tackled by himself.
Finidi was in my early season ticket years, and I remember the Derby game at home. He ripped him a new one. What a great player! And I thought, wow, this is going to be such a great year watching this guy.
As we all, yeah.
And then I never fucking saw him again. But the chant will live with me forever. I bet neither of you can remember it.
What, he comes from Africa? He drives a big tractor? That one?
Oh, you can, yeah. Back when the North Stand. Yes, Finidi. He drives a big tractor.
He
comes from Africa. But back then, Coxie, the North Stand had a variation of songs. These days, all I ever hear is the 1962 song. That's all I ever hear these days.
Yeah. I think that's I think at that time, that sort of 5 or 6 years, we're talking about a North Stand now. I don't think there's a lot of sets of supporters who could match up to the North Stand, because they always had a song. They could always, any away fans would try and get out the banter. There would always be somebody who would make up the song, and we would win. Yeah. There's lots of creativity in there. North Stand.
I don't know what ever going to top.
My mate Dave was great for making up
proud.
songs.
What a hero!
Absolute, he's a legend. I love meeting up with him. He always gives
him on the show. I'd love him.
Joe, I've said to him, if you ever, because sometimes he'll stay around here. He's been out and he's doesn't want to drive back to Peterborough or whatever. And I say, just stay around here tonight and go off in the morning. So if he is ever around here, I'll try and get him on the show. But yeah, absolutely, we were laughing about it on the breakfast the other morning when we was having breakfast. We were sitting there giggling about some of the stuff, and
Dave Loudon Proud, or Optimistic Dave, as he's known as on
Radio Suffolk. Yeah, Optimistic Dave. Yeah. Oh, he's such a lovely.
I used to love listening to him, because there many times I thought, I ain't going to go no more, and on you can. No matter what the result was, Optimistic Dave would come on and put another spin on it.
He would. Yeah, I did Coventry away with Dave, with Lisby up front, and we're singing "We're Going Nowhere" and all that different sort of thing. It was a great away day. But I don't think that the North Stand will ever be beaten on the song they made up for Boncho. Boncho. Great chip.
The originals, isn't it? The originals, yeah. Oh my days.
What a tune! No living. We live for the sky. I'm going to bring Alex in now. Alex, the new era starts now. It certainly does. Finidi, mental health so far on the table. How are you today? First and foremost.
I'm really good, guys. I'm really good, and I'm glad to be back. On the mental health piece, before we go any further, I've had my issues over the last few weeks, and I want to put on record, it was through this community, and although I've not been around on the platform as much, just being able to watch you guys and interact with you guys has really, really helped me. So thank you to everyone at Talking Town for taking the time to message me over the last 6 weeks, and just having that support out there. So just really, really grateful for the community that we have.
No, Alex, it's our pleasure having you a part of the community. Believe me, it truly is, and you make our community so much better and richer for being a part of it. So thank you for coming on and sharing that. But I truly do. How about chants to spin it? You must have a famous chant, because you've got.
I remember the Finidi one.
Who doesn't?
That was my that was probably my first big one, because that was my second full season, and I remember having the same feelings as you, Martin, about we were going to sit there and he was going to be this amazing player, and that all went to shit fairly fast. The one
Nicely
player that
put.
kind of stood out for me that season was the one. Do you remember? I seem to remember we signed him, and everyone was like, he's come from Inter Milan. We've never heard of him. What are we doing? But Sixto Peralta was the one that stood out for me that year, and he was the unknown sort of, no one knew who he was. He was some youngster from Inter Milan, and it could go either way. And it's just like he was the one that stood out, And you look at like, I'm trying to get back onto your point about chants. I'm trying to remember. I remember some of our chants were never broadcastable.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember, didn't we get put on? I seem to remember that we got put on, or we were mentioned on Panorama, as in Town fans, when they were talking about inappropriate chants, and they were saying inappropriate chants regarding Brighton.
I don't remember any of that. Honestly,
I remember we got called out for certain things that we chanted at Brighton fans.
Not us fans, Alex. Not Ipswich fans. No, you're misremembering that.
But
do you remember? Just because Anderson's, I've got it on the screen for the last 5 minutes. I didn't forget. But Anderson, he's gone. Ullenbeek, flying down the wing. But he can't remember the rest. Coxie, do you know the rest of the song?
Can't remember. I remember Anthony's one there, the Tony Mowbray one.
Yeah.
I'm up, flying up. You're offside.
That's the Adams one, isn't it? That's the Tony Adams one that's been adopted for Tony. Lee Anderson's got, if I had the wings of a sparrow, if I had the arse of a crow, I'd fly over Norwich tomorrow and shit on the bastards below. They've got that for in reverse, and then they finish that with yellows. Used to have a Norwich friend. Words used to. What's that with Norwich? No more for me, Sam. Get in the bin.
And you had like the Stuart Wonderland. That's the way. That was one of my favourite ones. Stuart Wonderland was. Yeah. That was going about for a little while.
Yes. You're walking in a Stuart Wonderland.
Yeah, that's something we need to like. I think we need to kind of, as we've said, we've still talked about the interactions we've had and giving players criticism. That's something we need to maybe get back to this year. Putting chants in for players, because I think that's something we've got away from, because I think we've said it on the platform before. We've not really had anyone over the last 5 or 6 years, especially, that is worthy of a chant.
No. Well, not one you want to repeat on a couple of bases.
Are you going to chant about the fact that Sam Parkin did something? Probably not.
Did he ever do anything?
I think Martin should come up with a drinning one.
This is how unlikely it is, right? I think there's more chance that Amir Carrick would get a chant than other players that we've played for the last 13 years.
Amir Carrick, love it. HCH, Gregory's fat, he's lame, he's scored in every game. It's way before my time, sadly, but I can believe that one was sung. Robert Smith, Hart now here, the Ipswich sing, the Norwich ran away, the Norwich. Right. Yeah, you got to do it with the old that nah bit. Love that. Absolutely love it. Alex, it's been a pleasure speaking to you again, my man. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Hey, can I see you Saturday?
See you Saturday in the fan zone. Looking forward to it. Duncan, he's there. He's everywhere. Johnny Walk. Saw him in Tesco's yesterday, Johnny Walk. Just to let you know.
Did you? Didn't
say nothing to him. I'm not like Cruncher. He'd have gone, Johnny. Can I DM you, please?
Johnny.
We love you, Cruncher. We do. Lee Anderson, Matty Trini is better than Righty Boys number 1. Okay, let's kick it up. Let's move it on now. So we've got, we've done it on this day. We've done our fans too critical. We have now got obviously Saturday coming up, but yeah, we'll do where we want to strengthen next, because we're in this sort of strange period, right? We've got Mark Ashton saying there's going to be more signings before the season. But now there's not really any big rumours floating around. Which, by the way, Burson Selena, 3 months out with an illness based off COVID, I believe, or some type of illness. Burson, from all of us at Talking Town, we wish you nothing but the best and a speedy recovery, my man. We truly do. Great player. I was buzzing when I thought we might get him back. Such a sad thing that he won't be. However, we're now left with, so Selena's not coming. Warnock said Coulson's not going to come on loan. There's not really many rumours now. So where do you think this team needs strengthening? How many do you think we need? And where do you think we need them? Coxie, kick us off. Where do you think we need strengthening if we do?
Still definitely the experienced centre-back.
You want an experienced centre-back?
To go along with, Ando and Wolf, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was thinking before that not just a centre back, but somebody who could be the captain. But I haven't seen Evans play yet. But you have sort of stimulated my interest there by saying potentially he's a new Matt Holland, and how awesome I think he is. So,
well,
hey.
I only saw him for 90, but there won't be many, if any. Midfield's better in League One this year. Promise you that much.
Yeah. Other areas, I'm not too sure on Penny. I saw him at Colchester last week. I thought he's didn't sort of got me salivating thinking he was fantastic. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know. Do we need another backup goalkeeper because the Holy Horror Show at Colchester?
Well, what do you
I don't know,
think?
really.
It's based on what you
What
think.
do I think? Yes, on that, witnessing that live, that was good. God,
Were you there?
Yeah. I was there. Yeah, I've always fought for Holy, but no, he lost me that night. I mean, I think half the trouble is he came out and he took on an attacking player and got it past him, and after that was why he was always coming out after that. And good God, yeah, I think perhaps a backup goalkeeper to go with Halaki, whatever his name is.
Okay, Mike, how many do you think we're still missing, and which areas do you think we need strengthening in?
I agree with Coxie. I think we need a new centre. We need a backup, a good, solid, experienced centre back, not an old bugger. Not someone who's 31. We need a good sort of 27, 28-year-old, sort of someone that sort of knows the league really. It's going to be hard to find. I agree, and to this day right now, I cannot understand why Holy's still at the club. I don't, honestly. We'd have been better off letting him go and bringing in somebody else. And watching some of them, Holy last season was awful. And then again, like you said, to get Colchester, that goal for us. Oh my days! If I can't even pronounce his name, Hadlak, whatever his name is, if he gets injured, Hadlaki, if he gets. Yeah, if he get injured, we got Holy in goal. I'm going to be like,
yeah.
Do you still think we need a midfield player to sit behind Harper and Evans? Because if they go down injured, Evans has already gone down for a couple of weeks.
Look,
or would you be looking at wingers? Where else? Further up the pitch.
At the moment, as much as I was given conscious some jip about Flynn Downs, he is available. It's whether Cook sees him as a player to keep and whether he wants to be here or play, and he's in the squad, isn't he? I mean, we've got 24 players at the moment, that first team players. Penny for me looks a bit lightweight. I think Kenlock probably better, to be honest. Okay. Based on I'm just saying as it is. I think people give him too hard time, but what did he do wrong last season? Came in and did a job. And a lot better than Stephen Ward. Let's be brutally honest.
Yeah.
When he did come in, he looked good. And we're looking to get out of this league. So let's have the best left back out of the two in that position. At the moment, maybe Penny's a little bit sort of, I don't know, shy or not quite up to the game at the moment, or up to speed. But for me, I still think Kenlock would be my first choice left back. I really do, if we're playing that way, because I just think he's got good passing range. He can get the ball forward. He can bend, and he didn't do a lot wrong last season. And I know, like I said, he's a bit of a Marmite player, isn't he? But just my opinion. But other than that, really, if we do keep hold of Downs, we've got someone who can. Well, hopefully he'll step up his game. He's got better players around him, so there's no reason why he shouldn't. I feel like I'm backtracking a little bit in Downs, but I'm just being pragmatic about it, being sort of
just a little bit, but
sensible head on me.
How about this coming from Mark Dowling? Hope you are, Mark.
Yeah. Half the trouble is we don't know what's going on with Downs, do we?
No, nobody does. Keep a few quid for the January sales just in case. Remember, our defence wasn't the real problem last year. Good comment there, Mark. Mike D, centre back, left back, winger, 2 midfielders. If Harper or Evans are injured, we have no backups. Nolan is crocked. Yep, well, he's certainly something. What is a John Nolan? I asked that question about 18 months ago. I'm yet to be told. Said driver Flynn played under 23s at Braintree last Tuesday. Didn't look interested one bit. Well, it was Braintree under 23, Sid. I mean, can't really blame him for that. John Nolan, a player I often speak about tongue in cheek. Is he somebody you'd look to bring him back into the fold, or is he a bit like the players that Hirsch brought in, Jackson, your NCRs, etc.? If the offer came along, or if someone come along, you would maybe look to ship out. Where are you two on John Nolan?
I just think it's another Nolan. I don't know. 50-50. If he went, I wouldn't be bothered. If he stayed, I wouldn't be bothered. That's where I am with him, really. He can offer something, but would we miss him if we didn't have him? Probably not. Not
like you to be sat on that fence, lad. How's the Splinters? They're doing all right. Right. HCH, what's the price that would see Flynn leave? Who knows these days, HCH? A couple of years ago, a couple of million. Now, who knows? Might be any afford to ship out Nolan? Can't afford to ship out Nolan. Who's back up with you and me? Well, not with me and my mobility. I can promise you that much. I did ask you both. Your starting 11. I've asked everyone this, and we'll be doing this again on Thursday. Your starting 11 for Saturday's opening game. I'm going to start with your backline, Coxie. You've got Haladki, Vincent Young, Edmondson, Wolf, and Penny. Talk us through your thinking for that back five, if you like.
Well, I think that we've already answered the keeper. He's definitely he's a nailed on one to come in because the Holy Horror Show. KVY. He sort of seems, he was our best player. Now we've sort of raised the bar a bit. He's sort of looking much of. I mean, if we
the
can
big
keep
question
him,
here, I guess, is the centre half too, because I've had a lot of conversations yesterday on the show, on Twitter again today. I put the video out. I had a lot of conversation on that one of who you'd go for. You've gone for Wolfenden with Edmondson here. Any particular reason why you've gone with Wolfie over Toto?
I'm still. I mean, you still have to think back to the first half of last season with Toto, and I know he drinks the vodka, drinks the Jaeger, blah blah blah. But he did the first half of the season he did cost us points. He cost us a point at Sunderland, and he gave away a couple of silly penalties. But I mean, the second half of the season when he came back in, he done all right. It seemed a different player, but I think the Wolfenden we had a couple of seasons ago. We didn't see that last season, so we need. And again, we're saying this about a young player. We need a big season out of him. But how many times we said that, Bishop, Dazelle? Yeah, and I have to agree with Matt Phillips that the club spent a lot of money on Edmondson to not play him, but now he's supposed to have a knock. We signed a player for relative bigger money in this league, and apparently he's got a knock. I mean, sort of, no.
Yeah, you'd have to think it's only a slight knock,
I suppose. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to think it's a slight knock. Otherwise, they potentially would have not gone near the deal. Got a couple of comments here. Neil Perks totally agrees. Your back five there, Coxie. Colin spoke to a Borough fan today. He can't believe Borough getting rid of Coulson. Well, they're not just yet.
They're not,
Colin. HCH, no point starting Edmondson if he's not fit. I know it's a 2-horse race, but the race against Morecambe on Saturday, I'd start with Wolfie and Toto. Mark Dallin, I think a fit Nolan will be a fantastic asset this season. Cook likes him, and Mike D is Coulson coming. Currently not Mike, because Warlock said he's not going out on loan until he gets a replacement. So we'll see what happens there. Mike, your back five may cause some eyebrows, but talk us through it. You've got Haladki, Vincent Young, Danasian, Edmondson, and Penny. Talk to me about the big one there. Donasian. So you've completely bypassed Wolfie. No. Donasian is playing.
I know this is going to be interesting, but every time I've seen Donasian play, I've just thought he's been brilliant. I really do. I think he's one of the most underrated defenders in our club. I think he can play right back. I think he can play centre back, and I think he can do a really good job at both. And if we've got a young Kane Vincent Young, right, who's sometimes a little bit lost, not saying all the time, but a little bit lost. He's sort of stepped up a league, and he's Don plays right back and plays centre back. He could be that little person to help him a little bit on that right hand side. Edmund, why pay all that money if we're not going to start Edmondson? Do you know what I mean? Penny, I'll put Penny in there more so that Cook's going to pick him rather than what I would have Kenlock. But there's Penny. So for me, Donasian would be my choice at centre back on that right hand side, helping Kane Vincent Young, because I think, every time I see him, he's good. He's a good ball winner in the air, good with his feet. Doesn't seem to have the same mistakes as Enciala does. For me, it just makes sense. I remember doing this, having a conversation about. What's his name? Who went to Palace?
Delaney.
I remember having the same conversation. He started as left back at us, and I said that boy's never a left back. He should be in the middle. He should be bugger me if he didn't go to the Premier League and do well. So like someone's. I think it's for me, KVY and Donasian support. Wolfie, I'm sorry, at the moment he's out of the picture for me. He hasn't done enough. He didn't do enough last season. And I think. And like Enciala, good backups, but it's a shout. I think Donasian playing in that centre role, just because he hasn't played there for us, doesn't say he shouldn't play there. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, isn't it? We've got to get past our old way of playing and go and get onto this new era. Yeah. We've got to stop thinking about the past and thinking about the future. And if it's suddenly we get this pair of Edmondson and Donasian, or in that pairing, and they suddenly become solid, suddenly I'm a genius,
Well, I don't think there's any fear of people thinking that, but Mike D loves the idea, but realistically, Donasian never played there for us. It's not. I think the fact that it's not getting the reaction that I thought it might get suggests where people's opinion of Wolfenden and Enciala is right now, because. When you sent it through to me, I have to be honest, my eyebrows were raised. Donasian at centre half over the two, but actually that speaks more, doesn't it, Coxie, about people's opinion on Toto and Luke, that they're not going, what? Are you mad?
No, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've already mentioned
what
about Toto. I've already mentioned about Toto and his mistakes. So I mean. Like I said, two seasons ago, we're not seeing that from Wolfenden, are we? So, yeah, fair shout for either of them to not start.
What do you make of Donasian at centre half?
Credit where credit's due. At Colchester the other night, he done well, but at centre half, he's untried there for me. But I think that would be a big gamble to bring him in first game of the season at centre half. But never say never in football.
I'm with Josh. Wolfenden is absolutely good enough. Doesn't understand that logic at all. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. Moving further forward, Coxie, you've got... Now, I have to remember which one is which. I haven't labelled it. I'm going to pump for this one, and one of you two speak up with which one it is. We've got Burns, Evans, Harper, and Fraser. Whose midfield four is that, please, sir? That's yours. Okay.
That's Mike's,
Why Fraser at left midfield?
Left foot.
But he's not. He's played there pre-season and not looked good. Or do you disagree with that comment?
No, I'm not saying that. But who else have we got to play there?
Well, Chaplin. We've got Dobra. Let's go with Dobra. Dobra. Any thoughts on Dobra? What do you make of Dobra?
Dobra's an impact player, isn't he? At the moment, he's got such potential. I'm just just trying to put round pegs in round holes rather than square pegs in round holes. The reality is that look, maybe that's another position that we need to fill. Maybe we need to fill that left. Maybe we need to fill that left side. Because all we have got is Penny and Ken Lock as left footers, and now we've got Fraser. But I mean, I agree. Maybe he didn't look particularly great, but that's on a 4-4-2. Who's to say it's going to be a 4-4-2? It might be 4-3-3. We don't know.
Okay. Mike D wants Chaplin on the left. Hey, Butcher. Fraser not a winger and his crap out wide. Can't agree with that. Colin, Wolford needs to be more at it, definitely. Michael Finch. I have Burns, Evans, Harper, and Chaplin. Josh Fraser, such a waste out wide. Neil Perks. Fraser has to be a 10. HCH. Fraser at number 10, surely. They're all with me on number 10. But a few have said your midfield here, Coxie, because you've gone for Burns, Evans, Harper, and Chaplin. So you think Chaplin left midfield?
Yeah, here you go, Michael Finch. You agreed with me there. Yeah, definitely play him on the left there. Like I said, we spent money on him. He's too much money to play. Burns on the right might be a bit of a gamble. And obviously, I didn't go to the game on Saturday, so I only sort of done with what other people said, but my boy said he didn't particularly felt he had a particularly good game, Burns, in that game against Millwall. But yes, I think that's good. Yeah, Chaplin on the left. I mean, like you said, I'm basing my setup like Mike on the 4-4-2. But it's just probably not going to happen with.
It'll be a variation of. It'll be 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2. It depends on what he wants, because he has been flexible so far. Cookie. Chaplin played in the middle on Saturday. Looked okay, looked decent, but can play left and has played well out on the left for previous clubs. So that could be an option. But neither of you are taking up this Dobra, buzz. You're not buying it, Coxie.
Again, credit where credit's due. He played well at Colchester last week, and I mean. Did he play well on Saturday against Millwall? I haven't heard any negative about him. Yeah, I know you're not his biggest fan, Martin, but
I'm not his biggest fan. No, that's true. It's not about being. No, I'm not his biggest fan. No, I think at this point in his career, he's not a starter. Best game in pre-season for me is coming against our players that we've said are not good enough. We've got Graham Tate coming through with us, more in line of the comments I thought we'd get about Donatian in your lineup, Mike. Mike talking crap about the back four. It just will lose Saturday with his lineup.
Listen, Gobby, come on the show and put your opinion towards me, mate. You know what I mean? I've got no problem with that. Don't hide behind the keyboard. Come on, let's have a debate about it.
Has it hit a nerve there, Mike?
Right? No. If he's going to sit there and say I'm talking crap, come on the show then, boy. Let's talk about it. Let's have a man-o-man conversation.
All right.
Bless his little heart.
He won't do now.
Yeah. Graham Tate, you've just been served by the Fisherman. Come on.
Don't worry, Graham. Graham.
I really boys.
Graham, if you do want to come on, you're more than welcome. I will make sure the Fisherman goes on what we call mute. There we go. He can't speak now, for example. So you can get your point in. Mark Dowling, if you expect us to only win games 1-0 and closing games, maybe Toe isn't really your man. But does he make mistakes all the time? I'm not so sure. Does he make them? Yes, but all the time, not for him. Michael Burns, have a great game. No, but we're playing Millwall. Yeah, his final end product Saturday, Burns, wasn't great, but he has played right midfield all through pre-season, so you expect him to play there again. Dobra is good, but does need armbands, says Harry. Yes, he does. Dobra may start because Chaplin has just arrived. Well, he's been here in comparative to the rest of the squad. Not a long time. Neil Perks. Dobra could be a good shout. He's been impressing Cook. And Lee Anderson. Mike, you're talking crap.
I know, Lee. I love Lee. He's funny. We do have debates about it. Yeah. Well, how's Dazelle doing?
Sorry. Wait, the championship, Mike. Michael Finch, I don't rate him as a starter, but maybe a sub. Yes, he's skillful, but the amount of time he does too much, loses the ball, and puts us on the back foot. Now, you've both gone for the same front two. Tell me why, Piggott and Norwood. Tell me why.
Norwood for me. No two ways about it. He'll chase that front line all down. He'll chase that back line down all the time. He'll chase lost causes. He'll chase everything. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
No disrespect. You know, that anybody that says, "Oh, Norwood shouldn't even be at this club," is talking out their rear end. Simple. You know, he's a. I know he's injury prone, and that's my biggest concern. But if we can keep him fit, players like Piggott, Bode, and maybe Chaplin up front as well. You know, these players will be banging in goals left, right, and centre. Norwood is a player that can really hassle defensive lines, and I think that's what we need.
Okay, Coxie, why have you gone for Norwood and Piggott?
Yeah, mostly the same. I think Norwood's going to be doing the hard work, and I think he will be able to get the knocks down for Piggott. He'll be feeding the pig, and he will score.
He will feed the pig and he will score.
And he'll bring home the bacon.
He'll bring home the bacon. Right. Colin Plum, doubling these games full stop. There's both your lineups. Now tell me, as we close up the show, Portman Road, your what it means to you and what it means to be back at Portman Road. Who wants to get me off on that one? What it means to you and what it means to be back there on Saturday.
Can we go first, Mike? Yeah. What it means, this is why, like Cruncher and others, I have laid off. I just want to go back there. The first league game of the season. It's just I just can't wait. It's my carrot and donkey to get me through this week of work, just to get that light at the end of the tunnel on Saturday. Going to a league game at Portman Road. You know, it's a new start. It's a new beginning. It's that we hope this is the reboot. This is our Ipswich is now coming back to us, and I can't wait. Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay. Football's back.
Well, my first home game won't be until we play on a Tuesday night, and I have to say I'm absolutely gutted. I can't be there Saturday. I ain't going to lie. It's pissed me off, but what can I do? You know, work has to take first place, and that's the bottom line. But to go back to the football, watch football, stand there in the stand, sit with other fans, talk about the game, watch the game, and just be there with that atmosphere. I've missed it for a long time, and I'm just gutted I'm not going to be there. That's the truth of the matter. That's why I let Coxie go first, because I'm just like, I want to be there so badly, but I've got work and I can't have it. So,
no, well, that thing I have to say, work, and you got to come first. How many do you think will be in the game there for Saturday? HCH gone 18,000. Mike Dean's gone 24. Michael Finn's gone saying 22. Anyone want to put a guess out just yet? We're going to wait and see how they go through the week.
I think there'll be 20,000 plus. I don't think we'll be under 20,000. I think it'll be 20,000 plus, and I hope we get more. We're probably a 33,000 seater stadium. Come on, let's just start filling it.
Absolutely.
Harry, I love Harry Butcher. He's just put 28k. Good lad.
That'd be brilliant.
Final word. What do you think the attendance will be on Saturday?
I think it's going to be in or around 20,000.
In or around 20,000.
I'd love to see 20.
Okay. Yeah, well, that would be good. Mike D's on 30,311 is what our attendance is. So that's what we could get. We'll be there Saturday, obviously in the fan zone. Come and say hello, have a pint, have a chinwag. We'll be doing a show from there. Then a live show directly after the game, which you're more than welcome to watch. Come around the camera and watch how it's done, or get involved. You've got something to say, you can throw a comment in at the Cruncher. But in the meantime, we'll be back on Thursday with our League One preview show, in addition to an ITFC opening day preview show. Myself, Matt, Rich, Barry from the Wigan podcast, another team that are pissing people off for buying players, So I thought, why not? I couldn't find someone from Portsmouth. No, I didn't ask anyone from Portsmouth, but I might do just for the bands. You never know. Checkbook FC and all that. Right. But until then, we're done. We're dusted. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Coxie. Support the show on Ko-Fi. Support us by subscribing. I will have the shirt giveaway announcement results tomorrow. I'm doing that this evening. The computer can't handle 2,500 names and a live show. But until Thursday, with love, with care. See you then.
We're on a journey Looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better.